Welcome to GearGab. My buddy Bushy over at Backpack Bushcraft has asked me to help him out with GearGab this month. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. This time around, he wanted to know what I use and rely heavily on to start a fire while I'm out hiking or camping. So let's go ahead and get started. Check this out. Alright, I think that's about enough for now. It's starting to rain a little bit, so we're gonna head back to the workshop and I'll demonstrate exactly what I do to get a fire going. Alright guys, stay tuned. What I was doing out there today was collecting this. These are palm fibers. You can find them on every palm tree, under every single frond. The stuff is, as you can see, very fibrous, and this stuff takes a spark like nothing else. I've come to rely on it very heavily over the years. It even catches a spark in bad weather. Now I wouldn't say a bundle of this stuff will catch a spark when it's soaking wet, but it does very well in bad weather as long as you harvest it off the tree. And it always works best when it's brown like that. If it's gray, it doesn't work as good. It always works best when it's nice and rich brown like that. The other thing I use is this stuff. These are Wetfire tablets, and they come from a company in Jacksonville. In bad weather, I use one of these, and I only need to use one because I'll have some palm fiber next to it, and then I'll just start piling on kindling and all kinds of stuff. But this is enough to get a fire going in a bad rainstorm. Let's go ahead and open one of these up and see how well it performs. Now that you've seen how well these items take a spark, it's easy to understand why I've come to rely on these items so heavily over the years. These are my absolute favorite consumables. I use them every single time I have a fire in the bush. And now with that being said, now comes the second part of GearGab. This is the part where I share a piece of gear that I use. And then Bushy has to show me a piece of gear that he uses, whether it's similar or similar in certain situations. What I like to do whenever I go camping is I like to carry one of these. This is a good old-fashioned grapple hook. Now the reason I use grapple hook and rope is because when I go camping, very often if you look into the trees above your campsite, you'll see dead branches. Now any given moment in time, those branches can snap off and land on you while you're camping. Those are called widowmakers. And they're not called widowmakers for no reason. They kill people. So what I do is when I go and find that beautiful, perfect location, I always look up into the trees and make sure that where I'm pitching my tent or where I'm setting up my hammock, there's no branches that could fall on me during the night. So when there is a branch at that perfect location, I undo my bundle and I throw this rope over that tree or that branch, and I just yank those branches down. Boom, boom. Obviously I jump out the way, when it comes crashing down, but that's kind of the fun of it. You just got to be careful. But that's what I use to clear out widowmakers from the trees above my campsite. Now, if those branches are really high up there and I can't get to them, usually I'll find a different place to camp. So sometimes it's all about location. But I want to see what you have for clearing out widowmakers and things like that when you go camping. Or if you just rather opt out and go to a different site that has less trees or less, potential deadfall. Alright guys, thanks for watching GearGab. We'll see you next time. Thanks.